DDD.
Testing. Oh, look at that. Yeah, okay. And we are online and good to go, boys and girls. Here we go. We have an intense match coming up. Right now we're going to see MikEffect and Vince up against Tesh and who's that, Platypus, I believe. So we're going to set those up. We could potentially use another commentator if anybody wants to. But yeah, we're going right into it. Tesh and Platypus, of course, going with that Sonic DDD combo we saw a minute ago, and Sassy and Mike, of course, staying. I'm going to set these labels. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
So we are now, okay. So we have MikEffect. So off to a pretty even start. People on both sides taking a little bit of damage, but nothing unreasonable. Although, yeah, Rob's kind of getting up there, getting comboed by DDD surprisingly easily. Nothing you expect to see. Yeah, Rob's taking a lot of hits, and Ness is hanging out in low percents, as we've seen from this team earlier. And now we see a retaliation in the form of landing some hits on DDD. Really a battle of the heavies here, seeing which dies first, and Rob is the first one to go down to DDD. And that was a thirsty up smash. Not getting punished, though, actually turning it around into a beat boop, which closes it out. That is a stock jump for both sides. Very, very close game right now. Yep, and we are now seeing things get a little bit closer to changing the tide as Ness is very near to being killed. It really just looking like two 1v1s going on here. The Rob and DDD battling it out, and MikEffect is taking on Tesh. We see they are now continuing a little bit, but again, Sonic has not lost the stock, Ness has not lost the stock. We see opponents have been switched a little bit, and that back air is not going to kill Ness. Solid DI manages to keep him alive, but of course he gets edge guard. Used that jump a little early, gets killed by a forward air from DDD. But DDD has lost the stock as well, actually. Yeah, DDD just is down to his last stock, actually. Yeah, there's even stock situation, but the Sonic's still at 3. I think this could end up with DDD getting killed and having to share a stock, and I don't like the look of that for blue team from there. Rob trying unsuccessfully to edgeguard a DDD hardcore, and Sonic still stock tanking. Rob in an edgeguard situation, managing to get back on stage and move towards Platypus, being very careful not to get hit. Back throw from Ness, not nearly close enough to killing someone heavy like DDD. We see Rob getting back safely, maybe? Yes, looks like it. Now it's back to people spaced out pretty evenly on both the teams, just vying for some controlled neutral, but the spring bounces the Gordo and gets Rob into an unhealthy edgeguard situation. But that sends both of the blue team off to the side. We could be potentially seeing some major damage netted out of this, and we do. DDD and Sonic both drop a stock, and it is now looking pretty severely to be in Mike and Sassy's favor. I believe we can see the Names coming in now. Of course, Tesh and Platypus are that blue team there. And we see stage control going the way of red team seemingly, although DDD is made back to center stage, and Ness is pushed out there by DDD. An edgeguard situation now where Rob is trying to take that stock from Sonic, as he was tanking stocks very effectively earlier. Neutral B from DDD, scooping up Ness, but then shooting him into his own teammate. Not sure if I can recommend that. Yeah, but we see, again, a pretty tense situation here. Very close, although red team have both been knocked off the side of the stage. And we see them make it back. A back and forth match here, of course. We see the gyro come in for Rob, hit DDD, we see the neutral come out from Ness, but then in a couple seconds things can just change. With, Sonic getting a backer on Rob, just like that. Tides shifted, the weight of the stage is a little bit different now. Everybody at really high percents, and these are all people who can kill. Sonic with his back air, Ness with all his aerials, and DDD with, of course, everything. And there goes a stock from Ness, which gets it down to an even stock situation, but resets the percent on Mike, and so he is looking good. And just like that, he takes a stock off of Sonic. That back throw doesn't kill, which is unfortunate because he needed to revenge kill that DDD, as he just took the stock from Rob. Up air does it, no amount of DI could have saved him from that. And he, a victory with a full, fresh stock from MikEffect there. We're now updating the score. Here we go. We see one game coming out from them, and we are switching to this. Okay. Cashy, you should see if anyone wants to commentate. I don't like being alone. It's not true. I love being with you guys. This is fun. I'm fine. Are we seeing a switch? We may be seeing a switch from Platypus. He has a very wide roster of characters, but he hovers on back to DDD. And he's staying DDD. Okay. And the run back. Okay. This is real. We're going right back to Town and City. Okay. Yeah. This is some fierce stuff from Blue Team. Hopefully they can change what happened last time. Maybe they have some problems that they notice and hope to fix. Really didn't see any fundamental flaws though when they're playing. Sonic was stock taking effectively. DDD was doling out quite a bit of damage. But now we see, again, same thing as last time, fairly even start. Although DDD this time is climbing in percents very rapidly, whereas Rob hasn't been. Tesh attempts to save his partner from MikEffect, but MikEffect is comboed into the gyro by his partner's gyro by his partner's laser. Speaking of hitting your partners with a projectile, Sonic hit by a Gordo, just spades of friendly fire being sent out here. Rob sending the gyro to help Ness edgeguard, but tries a little bit hitting him, but he ends up using it, throwing it at his own teammate. Ridiculous damage being done to their own teammates here, but up smash obviously from Rob is going to do some serious damage. Get DDD right into the high up where he comes back down and back airs Ness. Good stuff, big stuff from DDD. And big stuff indeed from that Sonic as well. He back airs Rob taking that stock, and then he does manage to connect with the Ness with an aerial and takes his stock as well. So we now see a notable stock lead from our blue team, but the red team isn't looking so hot. Or the red team's percentages look perfectly fine too, so difficult to say where this is going to go. Although, not many opportunities to end stocks against someone like DDD, a very heavy character. We saw it happen last time in a 2v1, but we're seeing him getting pushed off to the side by Rob. Rob going for the thirsty gyro, a spike on Sonic. Perhaps Sonic did not expect to be hit by that. He knew that Rob was trying to edgeguard DDD primarily, so he didn't expect his folks to be on him, but Rob, excellent situational awareness, spikes him. Rob not teching, perhaps nowhere to go on a platform like that. Does have to take one from Sonic, and brief 2v1 situation. Red team getting a little bit clustered there, hitting Rob and Sonic with that up air. And not managing to kill Sonic, so there's no way, Sonic's not even close to kill percent, so don't know what they were going for there, got a little bit too aggressive. They're obviously going to be going tilt sometime soon as they are down, and they won last game on the same map. They must be thinking, we can do this. But it's not looking perfect. We just saw Rob drop another stock. Heavy character should not be dying like this. And makes it back, going for the thirsty back air on Sonic. And a spike. A team kill spike does manage to steal stock from Rob. Not quite it, as Ness was able to share stock, but now Ness is at 135%. And on his last stock. Future looks slightly grim for red team, unless they can pull something out a little bit here. Ness constantly edging close to death, and that up air from DDD will do it. No stage spike there, just straight up, straight into heaven where Ness was sent. We see Rob re-enter the stage with neutral, well placed and camping him out pretty effectively, but there's just virtually nothing that can be done against two people who still got some life in him, obviously. DDD, though high percent's quite heavy, and Sonic, who's at a mid-percent. Though he still struggles, he still tries to fight his way out of this. Going for openings that he could see and forward throwing. He's got them off stage. He's doing a decent job of dealing damage to them, but the idea of killing them both and then killing the DDD again just seems a little bit out of reach for the Rob. Decently out of reach. Though he is at mid-percent, he does have a solid half of a stock, 3/4 of a stock ahead of him. So, see Sonic busts out that gyro, trying to hit Rob a little bit. Attacking on percent, but attacking on percent slowly. 3v1's been going on for a little while now, and Sonic has now finally found an opening on Rob, but does not manage to pull off the kill there. No, in fact, Rob has managed back down, but now at 90%. Definitely a kill from that DDD due to its rage, and that back air does do it. Stylish Gordo thrown to the side, perhaps an idea in case Rob was making it back to Edgeguard, or perhaps just to look cool. Even game count now, actually. Good stuff coming out from both teams. Very balanced neutral there. You can see both teams were going back and forth. You didn't know which way it was going to go until the tide shifted drastically. Stuff to see, just some excellent sport to enjoy. And teams are talking it up. Let's switch so that you can see those glorious players. As you can see, both teams are strategizing. Some serious gesticulations coming out of SaSSy's hands, trying to let Mike know that the stage kind of looks like that. Got to get them out of that way. That's probably what he's saying, something about how the game works with his hands. That's most likely what he's indicating. We also see, really, Platypus&Tesh are just ready to go into the next round. They're just thinking, maybe they already have an idea what they're going to do. They definitely do, and... Okay. Going into Battlefield, there were no fist bumps there. I don't want to say anything, but it seems tense. Nobody fist bumped before that match, this game, so... I don't know what that means, I don't know what this indicates, but... Hopefully, nothing vile is going on. Wow. DDD hasn't taken any damage yet. Sonic, on the other hand. Okay. The only damage DDD has taken was from his teammate. Kind of the theme of these games here. Perfect shield on that laser. Sonic tries to go in, but gets stuffed by that gyro. Ness throwing out a PK Thunder and grounding it immediately, trying not to hit his teammate. He's throwing out a lot more PK Thunder this game, and hasn't been working too well. We just saw him get neutral beat by DDD for trying to do it, and it hasn't really netted any damage yet. DDD trying to combo Rob, and Mike trying to save his partner, rolling into that down smash. Sent off stage by DDD. Excellent Gordo from DDD trying to edge guard that Ness, but due to Ness's partner being there, he was able to make it back stage safely, and then SaSSy, due to the fact that Sonic was going full aggro, trying to stop the edge guard, does manage to take us off of the Sonic. Excellent play from Red Team right there. Gorgeous stuff. But we see edge guard situation, both red teams are out off the stage. Mike saves his jump. Up bead, hit the stage, bounced off, and then used his jump again. He was hit by Sonic's spring, a classic style of gimping Ness there. And instead of trying to gimp out Ness again, that Sonic decided to focus on 2v1ing the Rob, which nearly killed him. But Rob is very heavy in half sense. Mike is caught by that up air from DDD, which evens out the stocks. The first person to lose a stock out of the heavy hitters will likely determine where the game's going to go. And it's not looking promising for Red Team right now, as Rob does get caught by that neutral B, but it does not manage to land successfully on Ness. Back to cornering them. Perhaps they think that Sonic can end the stock on Rob, because they know that would be vital to the success of the team. But Rob with this much rage is scary up until he gets back aired by Sonic, and that changes things. That really does. Now down a solid stock, and with only a moderate percent lead. Red Team is up against a bit of a wall here, trying to just find openings, not playing super aggressively. Oh, that PK fire from MikEffect, well placed, but on a character like DDD, it's not going to net you anything too drastic. Gyro coming in all the way across the stage to hit Ness, and Sonic comboing out of it with a forward air. We see Rob getting juggled a little bit by DDD, and comboed into by successive up airs from that Sonic, but does not manage to take the stock, as Rob is still at livable percent for a heavy character like himself right now. Speaking of livable percents, DDD is just hanging around. Hasn't died since the beginning of the game, now almost at 140%, and just taking stocks like nobody's business. Almost up smashing MikEffect. He is getting very, very thirsty, doling out a lot of serious and scary smashes. Managing to steal a stock from Ness. That the back throw was stuffed by his partner's gyro. whether the back throw could have killed, I think it definitely would have. 150% on a DDD. Though heavy, DDD is not invincible. Sonic grabs twice in a row, gets both the members of the red team. Bit of a flub on their part. And we see Ness just going in tilt, obviously trying to finish off this DDD, killing his teammate with an up air. Red team seems to be losing themselves in the haze of their anger, and still cannot take the stock off this DDD. Sonic's back air just very scary in that situation, almost killing Ness a couple of times. And we see, while that throw did not kill, that throw typically kills from Rob at high percent, but DDD at 200. Obviously, Rob can get back to that. I don't know what kind of style Platypus thinks he's going to be using on Rob, but that is not what you're going to get. And now the Rage DDD is gone. A much less scary opponent waits for them in regular DDD. Almost two different characters is DDD with Rage and DDD by himself, because now he's just having to throw out Gordos, knows he can't get those crazy early kills. He can still kill early, but it's not very likely. Although 113, I'd say, on Rob is fairly early, as he tries to get vicious edge guards, just throwing out a wall of aerials. Rob is forced to go high, but he makes it back safely. Meanwhile, Ness is being edge guarded by Sonic, but the Sonic Ness matchup is really bad when it comes to Ness being edge guarded by Sonic. And Ness can drop stocks very quickly and easily to Sonic in that situation. But Tesh has not managed to score anything serious there. Ness with the back throw, just trying to get both blue players to one side of the stage. That up air from Sonic will not end Rob's stock. All three players in the game, all three players other than DDD, just hit DDD. Everybody wanted a little bit of the action. And Rob being forced to recover low by DDD's Gordo, managing to make it back to avoid his wall of aerials. Back throw still not killing from Ness, perhaps slightly stale. Perhaps Sonic just is DIing well, not at quite killable percents. The 2K, only a single kill actually from blue team. But a double edge guard on Ness is not a situation that a Ness wants to be in, not a situation anyone wants to be in. Possible, definitely, especially if he takes the stock on Sonic right now to finish off his opponent single-handedly, but unlikely. Mike has his back against the wall here. DDD is, of course, has to go out in front, take the lead as he is at a much lower percent. Has odds of winning this on his own, and if he can just land one more of those back airs, that back air was all the way across the stage, almost ended it. Gordoing his own teammate, most likely on accident. And we see Ness up against the wall here, being hit by the spring, and he is not going to be making it back from that. Ending not with a bang, but with a PK Thunder 2 that just quite make it back. That's going to be the end. Mike and SaSSy actually dropped the set to Tesh and Platypus. Unfortunately, after seeing them look so good earlier today, taking sets off of very powerful opponents, but up against one of the best players, or perhaps the best doubles team here, Soul and this guy, and then up against another powerful team, they ended up just dropping the set. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any more of MikEffect and Vince here, as they're some of Austin's best, perhaps Austin's